Number 5. Spider-Woman. Jessica Drew is one of those weird cases of a character who is always just riding the line between being an A-list and a B-list character. Unlike Ms. Marvel, who more or less rode the coattails of other successful characters to get noticed, Spider-Woman was more or less on her own. Whether that was to her benefit or detriment is up to you to decide. The occasional crossover happened, and she has managed to work her way into the higher tier of Marvel characters, locking her place in the Avengers. But what's my opinion of her? Jessica Drew is a really fascinating character. Her origin is almost as confusing as Wonder Woman, but her character psychology is just really unique for a superhero. At least, it was at the time she was introduced. She was really self-conscious. She was wondering about her place in the world and struggling to find her way. She was very much like Spider-Man in that she was incredibly hard on herself. The difference is in how she was hard on herself and what that self-reflection wound up doing for her. She grew as a result of it, rather than just complaining about it repeatedly. And while the idea of Spider-Man is still one that is very near and dear to me, I have no problem saying that where his character's gone in recent years is a big vacant city called Nowhere. It does appear to be recovering though. Jessica's learned from her mistakes and grown from them in her rather harsh personal criticisms, and that's something that I really admire about her. But more than that, there was a sense of irony. All she wanted was to be accepted and to find her place among others in the world. Yet things were constantly happening, either by her own hand or outside forces, that just isolated her more and more. What I love about Jessica more than anything is watching her overcome those hurdles and earn her way into a place where she belongs.
It's time to weave a spider change.
Number 4. The Invincible Iron Man. Do I have to explain this? I shouldn't have to explain this. He's Iron Man. I mean, he's freaking Iron Man! Okay, yeah, until about 7 years ago, that name meant almost nothing. I suppose what I like about Iron Man is that he is perhaps the most innovative superhero alive. You can glorify Batman till the cows come home, but to me the thing that makes Batman great is that he's a detective. It's none of the psychological stuff, it's not the gadgets or the efficiency with him. It's watching the process. In Batman's case, all the extra stuff, well, most of it, just helps elevate him to a level that I never quite reached with Iron Man. But Iron Man has his own process, a process in which you can see his genius at work. He'll go out and make a completely new suit to solve a problem of the week. I like that he's not very traditional in the sense of how he acts as a superhero. He's as much a billion-dollar playboy with the armor as he is without it. But I also like this idea of him being on this sort of mission for redemption. As he said in his first film, he wants to protect the people he put in harm's way. Regardless of how successful the movies are in showing Tony being able to take that kind of responsibility and initiative seriously, that is a quality to be admired.
Avengers, assemble!
We're all right here.
Number 3. Tim Drake, aka Robin. Remember how I said that a huge part of why I like Barbara Gordon as Batgirl was that I like the idea of a sidekick coming to the hero just out of the desire to help? Well, here's another fine example of that. But what's more than that, Tim Drake didn't just want to help. He wanted to be a positive influence in Batman's life after what he had to go through with Jason, and he quickly became my favorite character to hold the title of Robin. But more than that, Tim's run as Robin was just stellar. His individual title is fun to read because I feel it was one of the best renditions of the team superhero angle to have happened in a long time. During the early days of the run, it really captured a lot of the teenage sensibilities and the like, but it also used the high school setting to a storytelling advantage and showed just how smart Tim really was. They actually used his setting and had him work with his surroundings to help him solve cases. It was ingenious, and that ingenuity is a major factor in why Tim Drake is my personal favorite of the many to bear the moniker of Boy Wonder.
We did it! We aced him! I set him up, you take him out. 1-2, huh, Batman?
Number 2. Billy Batson, Captain Marvel. Shazam! How cool would it be if you could say a magic word and basically have the powers of Superman? Because I always thought that was amazing. and that's why I was always pretty jealous of Billy Bassett. I've always liked Captain Marvel. He's a likable superhero, and I think a part of why he's so great is that he's just enthralled by this world around him, and he's loving it. But another huge reason is that at his core, he's just a good kid. I think that the New 52 rehash of the character completely misses the point. Yes, realistically, no one is wholly good. But there are two problems with that. One, that brat wasn't even mostly good. He was an obnoxious little runt who wasn't even remotely worthy of the power of Captain Marvel. 2. DC Comics is not Marvel Comics. The DC universe is built upon the ideas of paragons, role models, and, for lack of anything else to call them, the best of the best. They aren't defined by their limits like the Marvel characters. They are the fastest, they are the bravest, they are the most compassionate or good-willed. And Billy's power is that he is the most pure. That's what sets him apart. He's an innocent. Does that make him infallible? No. Just because someone doesn't have some sort of outwardly harmful, despicable trait doesn't mean they're flawless. Billy's constantly trying to live up to the standards set by his idol, Superman. He's also a tad overly enthusiastic at times and naive. His flaws come from his desire to do good, and that is an interesting thing to see. But also, let's be real here. It's relatable. Seeing Billy totally blown away and thrilled whenever he transforms is great. It's a delight to see because you just know he's having the time of his life. And at its core, that's all Captain Marvel is really about. The wonder of being a superhero.
Holy moly, I'm big. Whoa, I'm strong. I'm fast. And I can fly.
Number 1, The Flash, Green Lantern, and Wildcat. Yes, I'm fully aware that I'm cheating. I don't care because these guys are awesome. All of them. Equally awesome. They're the mentors of the JSA and they're Golden Age royalty, showcasing that with age comes experience. They stand for just about everything I love about superhero comics. The idea of icons and legacy. And that's really what the JSA as a whole stands for. And no members of the JSA represent the idea better than this trio.
Let's go a couple rounds, big boy. I've had heavy bags that hit back harder than you do.
You see, we thought this new league had dismissed our ways of doing things, forgotten our traditions.
Are you kidding? You guys didn't just do the superhero group thing first. You did it the best.
We saw a lot of us and you out there. It's nice to know the spirit of the JSA is alive and well.
And those were the next 15 top favorite superheroes. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and as always, I'm Ink, and this has been the Iconic Assembly. Take care.